One, two, one, two. Hello, this is Tommy Gill, aka Lance Johns, aka Tommy Gill, but aka Tommy Lee Gill, Tommy Lee Gill Jr. on Lance Johns is driving Las Vegas and more, baby. Um, this is a emotional subject that I usually talk about every year or talk about on Facebook every year, but this video will go on Facebook, but I'm talking about my father, my daddy, my dad, my papa, Tommy Lee Gill Sr., Tommy Lee Gill, Tom Slick Gill Sr. Everybody knew him as Tom Slick, but anyway, I wanted to talk about my life with him when he was alive, the time that I was here with him before I was born and after he's gone is irrelevant, but while I remember being on earth with him being my daddy, I was named after him, except I don't have my middle name is Lance Lee. That's where Lance Johns come from. Lance comes from my middle name, Lance, and Johns comes from my mama maiden name Jones. I just changed it to Johns, but Jones and John, it comes from the same name, so that's where Lance Johns come from. Even though I said it before, that's where Lance Johns come from. But anyway, I know when I was born, he had to be, well, he was, should be touching my face. Yeah, he was young when I was born, well, grown but young when I was born. And he died right before he was 60. So that means that that means if he died before he was 60, that means that I was 35. Yeah, I was 35 when he passed away. I was at 36 and he was almost at 60. But he was cool to most people. He was hard on me because I guess he didn't want me to be like him. I mean, I would have never been like him anyway unless I was been a badass, got in trouble. One thing about me, I always had a smart mouth, but I wasn't a bad child. I did things, but I wasn't a bad child like some people were. But that's another story. I just know that I may not have lived with him every day, but he was always there. I mean, if I wasn't with him, I knew where to find him. It's one thing. If he was at 1512, he was in McAllen, or he was, in Smoky Hollow, and then the end, he was off of, I can't even think where he was. When the hell was, yeah, in the end, he was off, I think he was off of Pike in the end. I almost forgot where he lived at, yeah. But yeah, he was from the north side, went to S.A. Jones. His class was the last class before they met everybody in North Little Rock. Go to Old Main. The same thing they did to Horseman when Horseman clones that made everybody go to Central Hall. I guess it schools over that time, Mills maybe. Yeah, but Yeah, he was the last class of S.A. Jones, the school that was named after my relative. But yeah, Scipio Jones, Scipio, I think Augustus Jones. Yeah, that was his name. But yeah, um, yeah, he was my father. He was hard on me. He wasn't as hard on my sister. She was more bad at me, but he always said the streets kicked her ass, and she had to learn from there. But yeah, he was always there. If I needed something, but I know if a lot of times, if he didn't want to do it for me, I had to do it for myself, or I would ask my mama to ask him to help me out. Cause there was a couple times he didn't want to help me out, and I had to have my mama call him to help me out. Cause I guess he said, you're a grown man, you can do it yourself. But at the same time, everybody needs help sometimes. Even if you're a man, you need help. But as long as you're helping yourself, um, you just get help. But yeah, he was always around when I needed him. There was times where I didn't understand why would he act this way. Why was he acting this way? Then later on, I realized why he was acting this way. But daddies are usually hard on their sons because they want their sons to be men, not punks or sissies or whatever. But but he did tell me one time he didn't want me to grow up to be a sissy. He did tell me that one time, and I didn't like him telling me that, but now I understand why he told me that. Cause I mean, most men who have children with a wife or a girlfriend or booty call, whatever, if they care about their kids, their sons. I mean, I don't know any man that would want their sons to be gay or whatever. But he did tell me that. But I guess if kids come gay, their parents usually accept it. Yeah, yeah. Most parents want their kids to be straight if they're straight. If it's a gay family, have a gay kid, they probably don't care what the kids become, as long as the kids are happy. But at the same time, if your kids come out gay, you have to accept it. But um, I mean, it was a lot of things he did I didn't agree with, but now I understood why he did it. The same thing with my granddad. There was lots of my granddad did I didn't agree with, but now I see why he did it. But yeah, I just, even though he would get on my nerves or piss me off, whatever, I just always wanted to spend time with him, because when you grow up